Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. So of course today the main thing we're going to be going over is the new hero class. Sorry for the slight delay, but the video ended up taking so long to render. I don't know why it took so much longer than normal. But the video's up going over the new hero class and everything. Pretty much everything we've already gone over on stream, but did want to make of course a video for it just to have it in its own place. Always nice to have that, just so for people who don't get to stream, just to have something a little bit more concise. Did fail a little bit because I was trying to use that one weapon like a... It was early in the morning. But, I actually tried using Emerald Tear slightly like the actual weapon instead. I was like trying to cast this to mana drain the enemy. Which was pretty funny. It also went really slow during the video, or at least slower than it normally does. But, I don't know, human teams just aren't that good. It's the biggest thing that's always been bad with them. But, yeah, Symbol, still not too bad. I actually did make one additional team for it, too, and, I was messing around with it. It does use a lot of mythics, unfortunately, but, it was working pretty nice. You just get a really quick Valkyrie into, pretty much anything. And just go from there. Doesn't even necessarily need to be these two mythics. You can use, like, Kraken and something else as well. But the general premise of this kind of works. It's not the greatest of things. It's not something I'd probably go out of my way to use. But as far as the weapon's concerned, it's pretty decent with it. If it would not die, that is. Okay, so let's go get a, what card does he use again? Red or yellow? Oh, that's good. That's both of Valkyrie's mana, so we'll probably get something for her. Well, we got full mana for her. Unfortunately, it gives him some mana as well. We'll then just go... Oh, what am I doing? I have controller set up. Let's see. We can just click, spam through all these. Did all the green there. Get all the mana. Instant kills would be nice. Megavore. Let's see. What do we drain? Let's go get a red or a blue. Nice. Blue on a whole board of blue. Somehow that does not extra turn though. Get our Megavore, which we ideally would have had like ages ago, but we'll do that. You shouldn't be able to get a drain because we can just kill him at any time we want to now. Just a matter of him actually taking mana, so we get better value out of it. Although we could do it right now, and I guess we will do it right now. If it hits on red, that should be pretty good. Unfortunately, it hits on yellow, but still gives her full mana. Actually, because of the 3 mana that we get, it does give all yellows 2 mana and all allies 1 mana. So that is 3 additional mana for our Valkyrie, even though it didn't actually hit specifically anything with it. I didn't want to convert away that yellow. I guess technically we could if we really needed to here. Megavore just does not want to get us any megas. Doesn't want to give us any instant kills today, apparently. But we just go kill it with a cast into anything. And that'll be that. Let's see, let's move that over real quick. And that is way overkill. Hey, there we go. Yeah, as far as the weapon's concerned, that's one of the things that we can kind of use with it. Still pretty sure after this week I won't be using too much of the hero class, and very rarely will I be bringing that weapon out. It's mainly only when we need a really good blue weapon. It is better with Titan, oddly enough, because what isn't better with Titan? But, yeah, it kind of works. It does use quite a bit of Mythic, but you can easily replace out Possessed King with Kraken, and the other one with pretty much any blue, even just a Corvash or something, would be sufficient for it. But anyways, that's that. Let's see, what actual objectives do we really have then other than leveling the hero? Pretty much just leveling the hero, because we have the class event, but I don't really intend to do much of the class event this week. And I don't know, maybe we'll finally finish the class event. Let's actually go on to that for a little bit. So I'm still using this team. I'll be switching into Mang after this one though. As soon as we hit the next tier at 4, we'll be switching over to Mang, and then just throwing Mang for the rest of these. I don't know, maybe we'll get this class event then, just to give us something to farm a little bit. We'll see how close we are with free battles. Do we Dawnbringer? I'm actually gonna skull him just to make sure it goes to kill range, just so we can just try killing Summoner next turn with another skull, so he doesn't get a random summon on us. Not like it's that big a deal, but it would delay the battle. We'll take that over, get our red. It's gonna super overkill him by doing that. Now whenever we take a skull, it is gonna be way more than enough. Unfortunately, he does get that summon. Oh, never mind. Wow, that has low stats. We could easily just Dawnbringer that. Could just double Dawnbringer. Didn't realize it comes in that low. Or at least this early it comes in that low. Later on it'll be quite a bit higher. Yeah, hello everyone. Hope all of you have been having a good weekend so far. Hello Zeddicus. Hello Hazen. Hello JZG. Hello Ellen. Hello Michael. Hello the Curl. Hello Kraken. Speaking of Krakens, hello Mehmet. Hello, Mr. Jesse. Hello, Drayden. Hello, William. And hello, everyone else. Welcome. Yeah, if anyone has any questions or anything you want me to go over, just let me know. Otherwise, mostly just going to be messing with hero class related stuff to Warpriest. And hopefully sometime next week we will have the capability to change our hero class whenever we want for free. Basically setting it like banners. It's going to be quite a drastic change. Even if they don't rebalance hero classes at all, that is a huge, huge buff to hero classes, which makes me feel like they are going to rebalance hero classes. If Titan's ever going to get a nerf, it's next patch. We'll see, though. We'll see. I hope not, though. Titan is so amazing. There will be hero classes just as good or even better than him in the future, but at the moment, it is just insane. Okay, we're going to change our team now. Switching over to Mang, just because I don't think Dawnbringer's enough damage at this point. So let's get a Mang in there. Weapon, Mang, and that's it. I guess we could throw a Corvash if we really, really wanted to. I do need to change banner, though. Let's see, what's a minus blue or a minus purple banner that helps us? Probably minus purple into all-in Mang. So we just do that. So that's a ridiculous amount of red, a little bit of brown, and we're good to go. We could also put a Corvash in here, though I think we'll try initially without one and see how that goes. I feel like we kind of do need one, but I don't know. We could also just do it with Skull Spam. This thing does have 40% skull reduction while it's not stunned, so that's going to help it quite a bit. Doesn't have half mana start, though. Otherwise, we could actually one turn off a single red for full mana if we did. Well, I'll just throw this on first slot, let him take whatever. Oh yeah, we're going to have a durability issue too on Hero, since we're not using Titan. The struggle of not using Titan. Okay, we'll take the yellow over. Grab a Hunter's Mark for the next one, because first slot's super dead already. Gets its own stun on us. We're just going to play a Stun Wars here. Gonna get a nice Amira. Luckily nothing, or I shouldn't say a nice Amira. Nothing on our team is even blue, so it doesn't really get too much value out of that. Still gets to steal some magic, but that also does very little effect. And we'll take a brown over, that's another Mang. Skull, easy kill, and just keep tearing them down one by one. Don't even really need these additional Mangs, but I guess we throw it on him. Try for our double Skull there. Had two different chances, didn't get either. That's a little bit extra turn there. And he just gives us the other one, and then the final one. Wish there was Skull Spam in his kingdom. There's not even any of the Guardians, so we can't even do like a fake Skull Spam kind of thing. I kind of want to bring out Corvash, but I don't feel like it's going to actually secure any kills. Because even right here, Corvash would not be enough to kill that. Even after one Mang. We'd have to throw Mang and then two Corvashes. And at that point, why don't we just throw Dawnbringer back again? Also, one other thing that we could kind of do, which would be really funny, is actually just using Summer's Fury and off of all the reds on the board, just hoping we get enough loot that it actually does more than Dawnbringer. Which, I need to go check its perks. That might actually be what we do. Because I believe they modified the perks because it had like some kind of weird explosion or something earlier. And I think that was one of the weapons that did semi get buffed from that change that they made the previous patch. But, I'll double check it. Pretty sure it's still a somewhat irrelevant weapon. It's mainly just that red weapon that you kind of use when you don't have Dawnbringer. Let me just double check it, see if it's actually that viable. At one point, it was the best weapon in the entire game. It's gone, like, when the game first launched, but it's been through a lot since then. We haven't actually upgraded it yet, which is a bad sign. Destroy, oh, that's why. Destroy a random red gem, that's awful. Burn the first enemy, Fairy Fire the first enemy, gain 4 life. Well, it's not too horrible. That Fairy Fire is actually really interesting. Too bad it doesn't Fairy Fire all enemies. That would be... that'd be pretty funny. But I don't know why it has Destroy a random gem on its final one. That's the worst thing you could possibly have on a weapon that creates red. Like, if this created one red, it actually wouldn't be that bad. But the fact that it destroys one is really counterproductive to what it's doing. So I don't understand that. I don't know. We might just stick with Mang for now. That or back to Dawnbringer. I'm so tempted to just use Dawnbringer, I guess. Because we can still triple cast it. It's not too much slower. We're gonna have to throw like 1 billion skulls anyways. Not until we get a little bit deeper, I don't think, would we really need it. And let me go change the banner back to what it was, which I actually forget. I think it was this on, what's this called? The dragon banner, because the +2 red and its minus is a color we don't use. Can you save guild seals? Yes. You can save your guild seals. You have to claim them, and then whatever you have, you can save. We currently are sitting on like 100,000 something. At one point, I think we had like 180,000, but then we had to use a little bit when we got really unlucky on a mythic. But yeah, you can save your seals. Any seals that you have that you don't use carries over to the following week. The only thing that doesn't is that 1.5k requirement. So if you only do 1.3k of your 1.5k, you only get 1.3k that week. You don't get the other 200. And dead off Dawnbringer. Yeah, we'll stay with Dawnbringer for now. So hello, Ofer, welcome. Bone Dragon team. Unfortunately, there are no viable Bone Dragon teams these days, for the most part. He ended up getting a really big nerf back when he was the most meta thing in the entire game. And since that nerf, he's been basically unusable, because things like Keeper of Souls and basically any other skull spammer in the entire game ended up becoming better than him. So unfortunately, he's kind of an obsolete troop these days. He might become viable in the future, but pretty unlikely. But yeah, that's one of the instances where they just super over-nerfed something to the point where it's no longer viable anymore. It's happened a couple times. He was really broken, though. Like, so broken that he was the meta. Like, you wouldn't use anything other than him. He was so broken that spell casting was basically obsolete while he was the best troop in the game. Just because if you weren't skull spamming, you weren't doing anything due to how quick he was compared to anything else. It was really funny, though. There were a lot of fun teams that got created out of him. But he's no longer viable. In every single instance, you would just use Keeper of Souls or literally anything else that's skull spam related, like Glaceon or anything that's not him. Got a question for me. You're currently using Gargoltha, Scorpius, Weavern, and Apothecary. Not too bad. Is there something you can switch Apothecary out for that generates brown and uses brown? Rockworm, I believe, is the only thing that can consistently use brown while creating brown. Other than, Stonehammer, but he's 24 mana cost and isn't worth using. Yeah, I believe Rockworm's your only option. Oh, Rockworm and Cockatrice. But you would use Cockatrice in place of Gargoltha if you were to use it, most likely. It doesn't make much sense having two brown yellows like that most of the time. Unless you were running a delve of, what's it called? Of, the most recent one. Warrens. Unless you were running the delve of the Warrens would be the only instance you would use both Gargoltha and Cockatrice. But, yeah, one or the other. And Cockatrice creates brown. Rockworm creates brown. And I believe that's all the browns that have a 100% chance of creating brown. Greens have the most of any color that can create their own color. Alright, we'll go and we'll throw that down. Doesn't actually matter what we throw it onto. Well, it does matter if we miss, though. Alright, we'll get our Dawnbringer rolling again. It's sad. That thing might actually die there. Not that big a deal. It's only 1 point, but especially if we're not going for a leaderboard or anything. Still not fully certain on that yet, though. Hello, Elite! Hello, Squidgy! Welcome, welcome. And hello, Dallas. Oh no, our last battle. Unless we get more sigils from this. Nope, no more sigils. There is no sigils in sight. Hey, we'll grab that, grab that. Grab herself a blue there, just get the last of our mana, get a little bit of everything. That'll give us a nice Falconer into it afterwards as well. Yeah, we'll throw Falconer, get our reds down. Yeah, we'll take that down. Grab a bit of blue into whatever. See if we can grab our purples there into, that's just some red, I guess. And here's a Skolas, Dawnbringer. And then we go for it one more time, be good to go. Grab a red, another Dawnbringer. And dead. Hello, Thomas. Welcome. And then we claim our next reward. But yeah, the free battles does not get us that far at all in this event. It's one of the reasons I've been kind of hesitant to do these newer ones. They have such a lower rate of Val Ravens, even though you get more sigils. Like, we're only going to reach round 5 with the free battle. Well, actually, you know what? Never mind. That's actually exactly the rate. Right? Because you would normally have 8. Never mind. Huh. It always seemed like it was less Val Ravens. But no, actually, never mind. It is actually the same. Because you would normally have 8 sigils, and we currently use 8 sigils, which got us exactly to round 4. That's actually normal. But that means we will get 2 Val Ravens here. That means our total battles are 8 further. That means we'll be to the 3rd battle of round 6. But yeah, that does mean we'd have to buy to tier 3, because that means we'd need 12 additional battles, most likely. And in order to get that, we would definitely need, like, yeah, we'd need to buy up to tier 3. We'd only need to go to tier 3. But that'd be 9 battles, and that would easily be the 2 other Val Ravens that we need in order to reach the end. And apparently, based on leaderboard, it's probably going to get us to... Oh, never mind. No. A bunch of people are going for it. That's the other problem with doing events during this time. It is near impossible, or literally impossible, I should say, to end up getting the hero class to... if you just do the default battles to get all loot, you will never make leaderboard on a new class week, because everyone goes and uses more battles or more gems on it to get the newer hero class leveled, since everyone doesn't have it leveled by default. But yeah, anyways, we'll just leave it at that for now. And we're probably just going to keep it for once to just the free battles, because I feel like it will be just a slight waste of gems. Anyways, let's go and let's use Cassandra Key Team. Get this cleared out. Still getting EXP for the thing. Doesn't matter what we do as long as it's in it. How did you start with 2 mana? Wait, how did it start? Oh. Yeah, duh. His explosion. I was gonna say, where did that come from? It just threw me off because it was exactly 2 mana for both. But then I noticed his mana was way higher. It's like, oh yeah, duh, explosion. Fail. Forget about that sometimes, but all those Cinder Mirage troops do have, or except for like 1 or 2, have that explosion at start of battle. And while it doesn't seem like most of the time, it can be really effective. It can also land things like 5 times, 4 times, stuff like that. By default, a starting board cannot automatically give you 4 times or 5 times. It can have a swipeable 4 times or 5 times, but it's not just going to randomly, like when the board starts, boom, 5 times automatically. It'll have a capability of taking one, but with that one explosion, it can fall into a 4 times or 5 times on the very first turn, which allows you to do something that you're normally not allowed to do on a first turn, which is pretty nice. I wouldn't ever use it on defend though. For whatever reason, it doesn't really work properly on defend. I think it just gives it to your enemy instead. The benefit of the explosion. What do we take here? Oh, it looks pretty bad. Oh, extra turn. Oh, that makes it look a little bit better. Except it didn't surge. Grab all that yellow, grab a Scolder, take another red, throw our destroy. And that's pretty much that. And we just clear the key or anything really at this point, and that is dead. Good morning, Kevin! Welcome! Chatmates. Now you use Knight Coronet, Valkyrie, Soothsayer, and Death. Interesting combination. But you think it's pretty bad. Any suggestions for a Death team? Well, we don't have Cursed yet. There's actually going to be some really good Death teams in the future once Cursed comes into the game. One of the most notorious thing Death tends to get used for if you have it fully traded is actually with the Crimson Bat. Crimson Bat fully traded into Death fully traded. This doesn't use him for his Death Mark aspect, but rather for his 2 damage per turn, true damage that he does per turn. And this basically allows you to perpetually maintain a 2 times skull damage for your Crimson Bat onto everything in the entire game. And if you're up against Divines, it's actually pretty much the strongest counter to Divines in the entire game is using Death plus Crimson Bat. Or Crimson Bat plus Death, I should say. Crimson Bat being in first slot, Death being normally in last slot or somewhere else. Alternatively, Death tends to be pretty good into a Death Famine team, something like Scion. It's more so for defend and invading, but Scion, Ragnagord, Famine, Death. If you need something cheaper, some of the cheaper stuff would be to build around Mountain Crusher, Valkyrie, Death, and then one other troop so that you can keep getting perpetual mana and just using whatever the other troop either to disable them, like off a Cockatrice or something, or simply to do a little bit more damage. And in the future, that would be something like a cursed option, but there aren't really too many good curse options. By not too many good curse options, I mean Magnus is basically the furthest you can go. And it's not even a 100% chance. It's like 1 in 10 or however many stats effects there are. So not really worth using Cursed yet. But, yeah, really just anything into Valkyrie Death is perfectly fine. The whole point of most Death teams is to keep spamming it for Death Mark kills. You can occasionally use it into HP boost ratio teams, but you need to make sure that it's not the only thing that is HP boosting. We ended up doing that the other week for Tower of Doom, but it was only a minor aspect of it. It wasn't like the whole team. We were just using it as a, we just happened to be using an HP boost team, so we kind of fit in there. But you generally don't bother HP boosting a Death, even though he has ratio off of it, just because it's a pretty bad boost ratio. It's only, he only hits one enemy at a time per the damage that he increases by, and he requires 3 additional HP just to do 1 additional damage. So it's not really that good of a ratio. But yeah, basically just Death Mark spam is his entire thing. It's really inconsistent troop. You almost never see me using it just because of its inconsistency. But it's still a decent troop nonetheless. Just more often than not, you do want to build consistent teams. So yeah, the main goal of today is basically get this hero class to 40. Get this hero class to 40, and hopefully our hero to like 85 maybe. Though then again, it probably won't reach 85 unless we go explore spamming or something. PvP is so much slower than normal stuff. Also, I do need to go do a bunch of human battles still. Also, we need to go open a gem key, but I believe I'll wait until we get the redeem code before I bother doing the gem key, because, yeah, might as well. So we'll open it with the redeem code in a little bit. So I should probably go do some of the delves so we don't have to do them all tonight. Let's just do one of those real quick. So, of course, delve. We've just been farming the same one that we have been always. It's been a while since I actually threw it down on the morning stream, but I'm pretty sure most of you have seen these already. We do them like every single day just because we need to grind them. Been trying to get more shards so that we can go get all of the kingdoms or all the factions maxed. We're actually really close to doing so at the moment. We only need, I believe, 3 of them maxed at this point. I really wish there was a way to bring up just factions. So let's see. All Seeing Eye maxed. Crypt maxed. The Guardian or Hall of Guardians maxed. We just got that done most recently. Primal maxed? Oh, sorry, wrong one. Primal Rift, I mean. That's so annoying. There's Primal, then there's Primal Rift. And there's also Guardians, and there's Hall of Guardians. Why must you make this so confusing? Also, in the case of Guardians and Hall of Guardians, for whatever reason, they have the exact same image, too. The little banner thingy. Anyways, Primal and then Primal Rift. At least with Primal Rift, they changed the color. Like, it's the same thing, but they changed the color. Let's see. Sea of Sorrows. This is the one we're currently working on. We need 26 more copies of Mershark and then Sea Witch. And yeah, just this one and one other. What was the other one? It was the Warrens, right? Should have been, yeah. So we only have the Warrens and Sea of Sorrows then, and then we're basically done. Amazing. But yeah, Hall of Guardians done. All Seeing Eye done. Primal Rift done. Warren's not done, but almost there. Crypt done, and Sea of Sorrows. So yeah, only 2 left. Really close. Very close. And at that point, all of our extra shards just go into our reserve so we can start accumulating them over time. Oh yeah, I forgot. I switched my team. Let me make sure there's a gold team here. Or a gold thingy. Okay, there's not. So plan B is not to fight, but to go and replace this back to Gorgotha team. Gorgotha, Infernus, Mercy. That in there. Oh yeah, we need to change the banner too. We need to make sure I do that and not forget. That'd be a fail. We just change it to double yellow would be fine. Don't think we need anything special. Completion of a faction in the current state of the game is get pure faction done to about level 100 or 150 or 200 if you feel like you want to go for it. Then you want to go and go to 500 as far as the level. Get it to 500 level completion with a normal team, as well as not dying with that normal team. And then from there, get the Horde to level 100. But other than that, that's all you need to do. And the specific order for that is not what I just mentioned. You get the Horde to level 100. Then you go and do Pure Faction at level 100 or 150 or 200, whatever you want to do it at. Then you go and get the entire faction completed to level 500. And then you perfect win the 500 battle, but both of which you could technically simultaneously do. And then you're done. After that point, there's not much else you can do other than trying to run Pure Faction level 500. But Pure Faction level 500 is nearly impossible. Well, not really. All you need to do is level up the Horde a bunch, but problem is leveling up the Horde a bunch requires a lot of resources. Any word on improving factions? It's probably something that will happen in the future, but at this current moment in time, no word has been mentioned on anything faction related. It's like they forgot it exists. No, but we'll probably hear some stuff on it more in the near future. But nothing recently. Oh, so hello, Steve and Derek, if I didn't already say hi. Welcome. And Rasa. Welcome, everyone. Hope all of your weekends has been going pretty well. There, get our explosion. It's kind of funny that I do stream like every Saturday morning now, because when I was younger, I'd basically kind of do the inverse of that because of all the Saturday cartoons that would normally be on. Like every single Saturday morning, I would just go and watch bunch of everything. And now I do the inverse of that. Okay, we'll go and put a Mercy down. There's some Growth in there. He'll go for a little bit of buff, but it's not really going to do anything at all. There's so much durability that she basically doesn't even touch us. Do we not have a good Cascade here? It doesn't really seem like it. Guess we could just go for the Brown and all that mess and throw in Furnace, go from there. And yeah, I'll take a Skull. Throw another Infernus, get a nice Growth on the back there, and that's pretty much it. Move that. Throw another Infernus there, dead. Are they just ignoring us? No. I wouldn't say that the developers are doing that, but they have been looking less to the community lately. Let's see. But not entirely. Like, the biggest feature coming in next patch is something that the community has asked for ages. Well, two things that the community has asked for ages. One is being able to set hero classes, multiple different ones at once, which is what's coming next patch. And of course, removing the 50 gem cost from that, which has been asked since day one. Actually, I think I had like a major post on that too, like on like the very like second day or something of when it first came out, hero classes. But now they're finally doing it, almost a year later. Actually, wait, more than a year later. How long has hero classes been around? I don't remember now. I'll throw that down and he's dead. 1 HP, never mind. How on earth do you have 1 HP? We'll just go to that and kill it out. Hello, Bruno, welcome. Hello, September Black, welcome as well. Okay, well, we can go and, let's see, what do we really need here? We can go down the middle. It is a treasure room. I don't necessarily want to go in the multiplier order in that way, though, because we do want to get the extra loot off the treasure room. So we can actually go around the corner here and then just go cut back to the middle battle. Any news on the new ATT? What's ATT? I don't know what that is. Hello, Carlo. Welcome. You just got yourself a fair straw, too. Congratulations. Where is the absolute max souls area to farm? First challenge, the Vinning Fields. Main reason for this is you can up the difficulty. If you're using Dragon Soul, you can up the difficulty to Warlord 2, and then triple shot it. So it'll give you max capacity of souls, and it'll give you 75% extra souls? Yeah, 75. Because hard is 25, Warlord 1 is 50, and Warlord 2 would be 75 then. Yeah, it would give you 75% extra souls on top of the souls that you already have. It is additive though, not multiplicit with whatever your current bonus is. So if you currently have a 200% extra soul bonus, it would bring it to 275. It just adds it onto whatever your bonuses already are. And it was Gorgoltha kill it. There we go. Okay, so we take this one, grab the other one, grab treasure room, and then take the middle. And then we'll mess some PvP more with the hero class. Because actually, technically, we're not actually using the hero class right now. Okay, we'll grab that, grab ourselves a brown over there. Get yourself another brown. Go and throw a Gorgolf onto everything. Take a yellow. Grab another Gorgolfa. They can then just go right into Infernus and then follow up into whatever. We'll do that. Take our Propo over. Grab our Gorgolfa again. Then we can throw Infernus again. And then we can mess with Mercy into whatever else is. We'll do that. Try to Gorgolfa everything. Grab a... we don't have any drop. We'll just grab a yellow for now. Take it into another one, it'll bleed into it. You know what? Never mind, we'll take a red. Just because that yellow's going to give him so much green. I guess it doesn't matter too much, though. He's not actually going to get anything off that convert, so we'll go for it. Or he shouldn't. Oh, yes, he does. He got it off the Cascade that kept coming in. Oh, well. Take our red, throw Infernus. It's not going to make any big of a deal. This thing has so much durability that even if we try to let it die, it's going to be hard to let it die. And there we go. Just take this small one, go for treasure room, and then clear it into the finish. Okay, Mercy, you cannot do anything, so let's take some red, I guess. A lot of cascaded mana, wow. Perfectly fine. Not much we can do with the cast, so we'll just go take some yellow for now. Could throw a Mercy or something, but again, also not really that needed. Yeah, we'll go for it, why not? A little bit of heal there too. Throw ourselves some yellows in there. Let's take that one down. We grab a skull, all good. Get our explosion that we need. Like another Infernus rolling. Any news about the new updates? No. It's probably next week. And it's definitely bringing in the hero class changes and all that. I don't think we know too much more beyond that though, unfortunately. There is more coming than just that, but it is a pretty small patch. But we'll probably find out on Monday. She is streaming it, and we haven't actually seen it. Like, no one has really seen it because we haven't even gotten to beta test it. They skipped over beta testing for this. So it's going to be super buggy. No, just kidding. Well, you never know. We'll just go and clear that out. Skull it dead. Yeah, we'll find out basically on Monday what everything will be with it. So 2 days from now. And it's probably coming out sometime next week. No official date has been given, but really high chance it's coming out sometime next week. Or very, very soon after. Definitely sometime this month, 100%. Come on. Get another Gorgoltha in there. Furnace it down. Should just take some browns first. And I should wipe, or almost wipe. Only problem now is since they're divided, this actually won't kill. I kind of just want to waste a turn. There's nothing good to waste turn off of, so let's do that. And it dies off a burn, nice, okay. I've been getting a lot of burn kills lately. And it was take final battle. Don't mess around with PvP again and start leveling this thing more. So move that over, take a purple, grab a, not a mercy. We'll stick some yellows. Don't really need it compared to skull. I mean, we don't really need skull compared to mana, I mean. Oh, he's got a lot of mana. Why couldn't that have been our mana? And now we need to go fill all of our mana again because he moved the Gorgulta location. Fail. So we don't have any good alignment. We're just going to have to wait. Let's stick some purple for now. Does he give us alignment? Surprisingly not, but he does give us a 5 times, so we'll take that. We'll just do mercy because why not? Good enough. He goes and gets enraged. That's a little annoying. He can actually hit through Gorgulta now. Oh, wow. Speaking of annoying. Oh, there goes silence. That's actually a little bad. Luckily, we got some cleanses immediately, pretty much. That was actually really lucky. We could theoretically die, though. That's a lot of enrage. Let's see. Yeah, you just hit the rage. Every single one of them is pretty much going to get enrage hit on me because of how we're going to kill them out. Yeah, he's going to get another rage hit right here. Oh, apparently he didn't go for it. Well, we'll take it then. Grab that so he doesn't, even though we're entangled. Hey, Demonic Pack actually coming through to save us from all the enrages. We would have been fine regardless, most likely, but still, that's helpful. He's blocking our mana a little bit, but oh well. Would have had full on, what's his name? On Furnace, otherwise. But there we go. And if that didn't kill, we could have done an Ancient Horror cleanup. Right, that's that. Get our 3 Arcanes, get everything else. Only a 2.95, yet it somehow goes up to 3. And Pure Shards, I don't mind seeing that. Anyways, we'll mess with most of those later. Let's go back to PvP and mess around with the new weapon. And probably just grind Explore some. We did finish out the event objective. That was pretty easy. It's just, whenever it's 300 of a color, it's pretty easy to do. Same as 750 PvP kills normally. So yeah, let's mess around in PvP then. Speaking of PvP. But yeah, that's all the objectives pretty much for the week, other than if we wanted to finish out the class event. But I believe for once, I'm not actually going to bother with it. If I really want EXP, I guess we just go and explore spam. I don't know. I just don't really feel like it's worth it just for the 1 orb. And a little bit of EXP. Like, the EXP we're getting isn't even worth it to the degree that you can get so much quicker just from doing Explore. That always is the case, too. For the most part. Unless you're buying, like, the final pack all the way at the end, you're not really getting quicker EXP than you could be from actually just farming it. But anyways, back to PvP. Oh no, not against that, though. Why must people keep using that? Why are there so many annoying teams? Fine, we'll go up against I. Probably a bad idea to use a slightly weaker team against it, but as long as he doesn't have Stealthy, we can actually drain it, and he doesn't. He's using Rune Priest, which does remind me, I do need to level Rune Priest as well. But anyways, let's not use that one. Let's use... Did we use the Inferno? This is almost like exactly what we were just using for Delves, but it works. I don't know, I guess we will go use this. If nothing else, we could fight Transform with Transform. We do have a Transform option on this team. Oh, did this stream just die again? I didn't even notice because I was talking the whole time. I'm sure taking his red. Wow, it's going to be a super good convert. Please don't do something good. Let's see. I'm going to leave those skulls there so he gets distracted. He didn't get distracted. No! Valkyrie, come back. Oh, wait, why am I taking a yellow? Valkyrie died. Or, not died, but is now a baby dragon. Fail. Dead already. Well, that happens. That happens. Oh, it's using Holy Saint Astra. 2 can play at that game. So we're just going to go Emerald tier into everything else. Right off the bat, let's take yellow. Oh wait, why am I trying to rush it? We need to go get Holy Saint Astra up first. Then we can throw it down. Okay, so first things first. Throw Corvash. Then we throw her, so we don't die, and so we have a chant. Then we throw green, so we get extra turn. Then we throw Astra again. Make sure to throw away all of our end turn abilities. Throw that again, get our re-enchant. Get our mana back now with our enchant and have it next turn. So we'll just take, yeah, I guess brown. Oh, come on. Go create a bunch of yellow for us, which we can't actually use, but we can do this. And it repeats the cycle all over again. So we'll take our red there. I'll have full mana next turn. We'll throw this down because of the buff. I'm not going to use that yet because it wouldn't really give us that much value. Just basically waiting on this to have full mana, which we could also swipe for, but currently there doesn't seem to be a good swipe option. So we're just gonna do this again. Grab all the greens, do it again. Repeat the cycle. And that gives us Tesla, nice. So we will go for that Tesla, and then we just clean with Corvash. It's a really weird team, but it does work, technically. Yeah, you should try avoiding I teams, or at least Grimlet I teams. They are very, very annoying. I think I will take this one just because we do have Corvash. He got a good start. I can't stop that either with how it's currently positioned. And it just got even better for him. Really? And I still can't deny it with any kind of movement. So we'll just take a blue to blue here. Way more than enough mana, but he's going to get so much as well. I can't even preemptively drain him either, due to our current situation that we have going on here. So I'm going to throw a Tesla and do Corvash to get rid of all that mana. Nope, too late. Please take a skull. No! What died? Hero. Okay, that's not too relevant. We're building a whole team around human hero, yet the hero itself isn't relevant. Let's see. Well, technically isn't. But, let's go and enchant. If nothing else, let's see what we got out of that baby dragon. Wait. Oh, yeah, duh. Never mind. I forgot. It doesn't enchant everything. It only enchants humans. Baby dragon, become a human. No, actually, I don't think there's a single thing that it can transform into that counts as a human. They're all dragons. Well, obviously, they're all dragons, but there's no dragon human, I mean. The closest thing there is dragon knights. But, yeah, we're dead. Tesla just went out. Yeah, I teams are really annoying. There are ways to build around them, but you'd have to build around them. If you just use a generic team that's not made to function against them, it just fails normally. That or it takes a lot longer to win, even if it doesn't fail. But it is pretty ironic that they indirectly buffed... when they nerfed Dragon's Eye, they ended up buffing Dragon's Eye. They nerfed it for Delves, but nerfing it for Delves, oddly enough, buffed it for PvP. It's really weird, but it is what happened. Tried a new weapon, Corvash, and new Astra. Yeah, it's pretty much what we were just using, except without the tier. I've seen it set on people's defend as well, after we've already had it set up. But, yeah, it's basically the same team. It just uses, or it is, right? Can I just say something? Corvash, Anu, Astra. Wait, what's Anu? Champion of Anu? That's a little bit different than the other team. I don't know, why would you need Champion of Anu? You would have a little bit too high of a mana cost to really function in that team. We can give it a shot, though. Or I think that's the Anu you're referring to. I can't think of a different Anu that's troop-related. Why, in PvP, does Dragon's Eye target your hero that has stealth? Because Stealthy only protects against single target abilities. It does not protect against things that are random. So, for example, or that are predetermined. So, for example, Skeleton Key hits first or last enemy. Even if an enemy has Stealthy, it'll still hit because it's hitting a designated target. Same thing as Split Damage, it'll hit it because it's already has a designated way of hitting. The only things that it ever protects against are things that specifically single target. So, for example... this weapon right here. This weapon is a targetable weapon that you need to specifically click on a troop, and in that case, Stealthy will work against it. But anything that does a predetermined target will not, Stealthy will not work against it. Yeah, let's go try that team real quick. We'll replace it over top of this one, I guess, since it's almost the same thing. So we get rid of Ragnagor. Oh wait, not that one. We put it over top of, where's my other weapon team? Wait, I thought I had one saved. Did I not bother? Oh, duh, it's the 4x human one. So we get rid of Emerald Tier, put it there, replace it with a, get rid of Tesla, replace it with a I, or symbol, whatever it's called. Oops, how did that not hit a S? Get a symbol there. And then we throw Anu. The other Anu. And there we go. Okay. And then we set our banner to minus purple into probably brown blue then. Where is that? Should be Kraken banner, wherever that is. There we go. Okay, so we'll go with that. Yeah, symbol, Corvash, Anu, Holy Saint Astra. Okay, so right off the bat, we'd want to go for blue or brown. Both of them are really nice. Unfortunately, neither of them are available. We'll start working up Champion. I guess, you know what? Champion actually isn't too bad. Because that's a pretty quick, nice disable. I don't think we need him for his damage. Then again, we might need him for his damage as well. But nothing else, he's a decent disable. Also, what on earth is that team? Okay, here's a bunch of mana. We'll 100% chance to get purple here. Though, in a way, that's almost a bad thing. So we'll just take blue. Oh, never mind. That's also a trap. Oh, but he's probably not going to get anything off it. And he just grabs his skull and everything there. We'll try getting Corvash up. Fortunately, it didn't surge. Go and throw this on first slot. And we only really live with 1 HP. This does not have boost ratio on anything. Yeah, it does not have boost ratio. He's going to live with 1 HP if we go for that fail. We'll go for Corvash instead then. That's actually enough damage, oddly enough. Even though Champion of Anu. Even though the Mythic is not enough damage. Go figure. Okay, I don't really need a buff with this. We don't have anything that boost ratios off it. So it's not really that needed. Then go double tap. We'll do this. No, never mind. I won't throw it at him. It's going to do nothing. We'll go and throw down our blue right over there. Throw another Corvash at him. Get that on him and then throw it into a poke. Before I do, we'll go grab some buff. Why not? Get our chance on everything. For a skull, dead. I guess it's a little bit smoother. Because we have the disable instead of the higher damage. Let's see how it does against Pistol. What's my green offense Guild War team? I used to build around Web Spinner. Oh wait, I just missed that fail. I normally build around Web Spinner into Yasmin, but that's funny. He has Stealthy, but he no longer has Stealthy. Like normally we wouldn't be able to target this, but we can actually target it because of the stun on it. So that's nice. But yeah, I normally use a Web Spinner in the Yasmin team. I believe I switched over to a Yagwe-based team recently, though. We'll go double check what it is. Yeah, I'll go show it right after this battle. I actually forget exactly what it is off the top of my head. I keep switching it. I feel like Green Days is one of the days I'm like the least happiest with as far as the Guild War team. That's why I keep switching it. Let me just change the order of everything. I want to make sure I don't actually cast that now because it's going to be blocking my mana. Now that's all the way in first slot. Unfortunately, all the manas I need aren't really that available. We'll throw a Corvash, I guess. Get the weapon almost to max. I need a good weapon to hit. Get a little bit more blue, though. Then again, you know what? I guess we go for it. Because that'll be the 2 mana we need to get it to full. Even though she's blocking us. She won't be blocking us for long. So nothing has enough mana yet, but we can easily go get that in a few turns. Let's take that yellow, which is blocked, of course. But, let's see. It's not worth just doing it for a 6, so we'll still just take mana. It's a 9. That's a little bit more worth it. Still not the greatest, but definitely better. Guess we'll go for it. And we do land it, get it on the blue there. And that gives us a little bit of everything. We'll throw the Corvash down. And then we throw, basically into Champion of Anu. Let's throw both of those 2 down. So we just go get her a little bit of a buff. We can go get our Drain right here into an extra turn, and then kill him with our 2 damage. But still enough to kill. There we go. But yeah, Green Guild War Day. Let me go over that real quick. Get our tribute, hopefully a 10 or plus. Whoa, 18! That's a number we want to see. I have hit over 20 before. I forget if I screenshotted it or not. But if we ever get over 20 again, I definitely need to screenshot it. But yeah, 18, that's definitely not bad at all. Actually, maybe we'll screenshot that one too. Why not? There we go. Yeah, it's not too bad of a tribute. Definitely above average. That's more than half the kingdoms, right? How many kingdoms are there these days? Yeah, that's half the kingdoms. More than half. We got 18. So we got more than half the kingdoms at once triggering for their tribute. Very nice. That'd be funny. I don't think anyone has ever gotten 30 plus tribute. That is technically possible, though very, 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 very unlikely. At least in the current state of the game, until the percents go higher. Stream of all the screenshots. I know, right? Technically, the stream is a screenshot of everything, but it's a lot more convenient just hitting the screenshot button than having to go back and specifically screenshot the stream of where the area was. How's it going? Everything's going pretty well. Okay, anyways, what was it doing? Green Guild War team. Might as well just use it for a PvP battle as well. Maybe not against I, but I don't know. Technically, if you're in Guild Wars, you would have to possibly go up against I, so I guess we'll use it. Where's my Guild War Green? There it is, Guild War Green. Oh yeah, we go all in on Yagway now. His entire team is built around Yagway and Roadbreaker. I no longer build it around Web Spinner or Yasmin, just out of the freeze. Concerned with freeze most of the time. The reason why I don't. Yeah, this thing actually got a decent buff ever since Leprechaun. I forgot about that. We only gotten to use it once like this before for an actual Guild Wars, but we'll be able to again next week. But I don't normally mention him too much, but Wardbreaker is a really, really good mythic. The biggest fault that he normally has is he's really bad against his nerd, and he does have the second highest mana cost in the game, only behind Zugoff. But other than that, it's really, really solid. Okay, what do we take here? I think we... Unfortunately, if this was Guild Wars, we'd want to make sure that that doesn't die. I guess we... No, we can't. There's no way that we can secure him from not dying, I don't think. Actually, yes, there is. We could take that skull right there. Nope, it still dies. Oh, no, yeah, it still dies. Oh, it looks like he was going to die regardless of what we did. And it was Wardbreaker him. It's not that big a deal. This isn't Guild Wars. But if that was Guild Wars, we would have lost a slight amount of points. But yeah, that's basically the team. Really solid from a win perspective. It's just, yeah, Yagway's probably going to die almost every time. But he does have 25% score reflect. And you can get some really, really solid early loops that just kill out everything because of how much mana accumulation we have. It is kind of luck based on if it does or does not happen. Like right here, we don't have it, so let's clear the whole board. Grab all that. Go for another explosion into everything. Boom, boom, boom. Then we just go Yagway and repeat the cycle again. So we do that, Wardbreaker. Then we just go right into Yagway. Pick our reds over. Pick another Wardbreaker. And he's dead off of anything. What champion level did we get to? We're currently sitting on 30. Or do you mean during the event? We did tier 0. Yeah, this is what we use for Green Guild War Day. And it gets the job done. Let's see, which one did we go back to? I guess we'll mess around with the Pure Human team. I still need to go win 15 times with Pure Human. Or actually with 3 humans, but Pure Human also works. Of course, we could get that done a lot quicker if we just did it by actual normal means, like spamming Explorer. Might as well do it by this means, because we have the new hero class. Mess around with it some. Also, those daily tasks are going to be a lot easier once the new patch comes out, next patch. Because you'll always, or not always, but most of the time, you'll be able to use your hero for daily tasks. Currently, you can't really do that. Like, let's say you needed to go do daemons. It's very unlikely that you currently have your hero set to something that is a daemon. But starting next patch, you'll be able to always have something to switch over that's a daemon, since you don't have to waste your resources to do so. Because obviously you wouldn't bother wasting your resources just to do that on a normal instance. But next patch you'll be able to, without wasting anything. So, yeah, it's going to be really nice. one of the other slight improvements that Wozzy caused from the change next patch. There's a lot of really small ones. I'll probably have to cover a whole video just over every single improvement that being able to change hero classes actually allows, like that. Of course, most of them are pretty obvious, but still. The main one being you no longer need to spend 50 gems anymore, which is super convenient. There's a lot of smaller other things that ends up allowing for as well that were technically possible, though due to the 50 gem costs weren't really possible to do. Okay, I need to go get buffed because, wow, we are almost dead already. This weapon even has durability as still dying to this, though it is using one of the highest damage source teams in the entire game. I guess it's kind of standard that we would kind of die to it. That looks like we'll still pull through. We'll take our red, take our blue. That'll be enchant filled in 2 turns. What do we even take here? We'll just grab the greens over. And then we throw Andjel onto that. If it would not die. Wow, he's hitting so hard. Yeah, do we hit it directly? I'm pretty sure we just hit it directly. We'll do that. Hit you. Oh, wait. Duh. I should have done that first slot. I forgot. It hits everything for the same amount. I don't know why I thought for whatever reason it does more damage to the one it targets. But that would kind of make more sense. It would actually make him quite a bit better if he actually did do specifically more damage to the one he targeted, but then less to everything else. But that's not how he works. Okay, let me get durability. This might actually still kill us, though. Pretty good it doesn't. Next skull will, so gotta be careful. So we'll take a yellow. It does give him browns, but it doesn't... Oh, you know what? We'll take the blue. Just make sure he doesn't get any extra turn, just in case. And that's not enough to kill. Oh, yes it is. Duh. Let's take the skull. I forgot, it gains 1 stat per turn to everything. Hello, Rain Pradesh! Welcome! And hello, Firebomb. Haha, Firebomb. Speaking of Firebombs, Firebomb teams. Let's see. I don't really have too many Firebomb teams set up. The only one I really have is the standard one for running Quick Explore. Grab all those greens, grab a hit right there into all that mess, grab another skull, throw a little split, dead, dead. There we go. Also, hello, Daniela, welcome. Oh wow, I almost forgot that thing even exists. That thing unfortunately was pretty bad. That's actually really recent too, that just came out a few weeks ago, during midway through December. But I don't know, it was kind of underwhelming. It's way too random. It has the whole thing of being too random to be viable thing going on with it. There's a lot of stuff that are like that. Oh yeah, alternative to Dawnbringer, if you don't have it for that team, you can use Mang, you can use Summer's Fury, you can use basically any AoE weapon, ideally a red one, but really any would work for the earlier battles. Yeah, we'll destroy everything. Get all that down. Grab a key to key. It's not going to be enough damage, is it? Even if we greed, I don't think that's enough. No, it is not. It killed it, but it killed it off the 5 damage, but it doesn't count for our extra turn. It rolls to check the extra turn after the initial damage, not after the extra +5 off the weapon. You could actually lose this. That'd be a fail. Let's see. Will he revive? Yes, he will. But round 2. And dead. Yeah, Warpriest is for the most part pretty underwhelming. The main thing holding it back is the whole half mana thing. That's the biggest thing that tends to hold a good majority of hero classes back from actually being viable, is it not having that half mana start. Hello, Walter. Welcome. Also, that reminds me, we did it some yesterday, but I didn't bother double checking. Do we actually have half mana start? I mean, not half mana start. Do we have 250 of the brown green? Because we were needing it yesterday. So yes, we have now finally hit 250 base arcanes. We now have 250 or more of every single possible arcane in the game, which now leaves our red-blue at the lowest, only by 1 compared to the other one, at 256. So yeah, let's go explore there some. But yeah, we finally hit base 250, specifically 256, I guess, technically. But yeah, let's go there. Not that team. I do want to get a little bit of leveling on it. Ideally 40 today, but that's fine if it's not. No, like, real need for it, but just for kingdom upgrades in the future. It'll make sure that we don't have to bother leveling this thing for, like, another year if we don't want to. Though, of course, it's going to be pretty convenient to level stuff starting next patch. I probably actually should start switching into some of the other stuff. I should finally finish that daily task, though, before I do. But you know what? Let's actually go and switch out of this. We'll probably go and finish out this, hand out a gem key, do pure human team 6 more times, open the gem key from a redeem code, and then go and switch to a different hero class. I think we're going to switch to Warpriest, I think. Well, I don't know. Which one do we need more for Guild Wars? Kind of both. Warpriest level maxed and the extra freeze off of Frost Mage. Ideally, I'd even want Frost Mage 100. But it doesn't gain too big of a benefit off the 100. Mainly this is 70. But yeah, I think prioritizing those two might be a little bit better. Seems more like a Peace Priest. Ha! That's funny. Anyways. Next order of business. Let's go get a bunch of human kills. I think we're just going to rush through them and not do it through the other method. So let's go build a rush human team over top of one of these. Let's see. Let's just do it off of 4 times human, I guess. Let's replace this team with a rush human team. So to do a rush human team, I guess we'll just go and find human links that are all unique. Let's see, link. Yep, how if I go under human? Human. Okay, what can we do for weapons? Looks like we can get a pretty nice yellow going. So we'll do that. And that's 3 yellows. And now, what is the cheapest full AoE yellow weapon that is enough to kill this battle? The answer to that is probably Sun and Moon. I'd assume it's Sun and Moon. Or on Earth is Sun and Moon. There it is. How much damage is that? 20? Why do I feel like that's not enough? Because it's not getting extra off the thing. Well, maybe we go Dawnbringer then. I didn't want to have to go Dawnbringer. But if we have to go Dawnbringer, we'll go use Dawnbringer. Let me see if this is enough damage, otherwise we'll switch to Dawnbringer. Anyways, we'll go do this banner, because we get the +1 for brown for Alchemist as well, so we can go fill that into full mana. Instead... oh wait, what am I doing? I need an Astra in here. That's how we get half mana to begin with. Okay, we'll go with that, see what happens. Oops, not Explore. First challenge of Vineyard Fields. I think that's enough damage. Probably not, though. Might be ever so slightly short. Take our yellow, boom. Oh, it didn't surge. Take another yellow. Grab a free turn. And yeah, it's enough to kill. Oh, there's 2 gem keys. Easy. I forgot, we just spam the button and it brings us right back. Yeah, we just have to do that 5 more times. Hey, look at how quick that is. Let's see. But this is how you always do daily tasks if you actually want to get them done in a timely manner. So you basically just run an AoE weapon on the first challenge of any fields with a bunch of links. That's all you do. Simple as that. Also, this premise of team is also one of the quickest ways, or actually literally the quickest way, of gaining XP in the entire game. Because challenges are slightly quicker than Explore, just because challenges are the exact same every single time. The only reason why Explore is generally more favorable is challenges give almost no loot whatsoever. Yeah, as soon as we get this reward, we'll hand out a redeem code. And then we'll go mess with, hey, we actually got a gnome, nice. And then we'll go mess with, actually leveling some good hero classes. There's still several I want to get done, and just in case the patch is on like Monday night or Tuesday night or something. We still have a ways to go on some of them. So with that being said, that's that. Got those done. Got our decent loot. Let's go hand out a code. Switch over to our hero class. I don't know. Which one do you guys think we should do first? Rune Priest or Frost Mage? Frost Mage we need to get from 59 to 70, and Rune Priest we need to get from 95 to 100. Though even though that's a different gap, I believe 95 to 100 might almost be more just because of how many more EXP it is. I'm not quite sure. They're about the same amount of EXP even though it's a different gap. I guess the Frost Mage is just ever so slightly more. But anyways, let me go get a code out. Also, there's too many priests. We now have Priest, we have Rune Priest, and we have Warpriest. Hopefully they stop with all the priests. And we'll go and copy, save, make sure it works. Put that in there, get all the pastes. Nice. Put that over in the code section, copy. And there you guys go. There's the redeem code. Use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Same place as always. Your invite code is found underneath your settings menu, whatever your game says there. Redeem code is right over there, the random numbers and letters. And gives the same loot as always. True treasure maps, 1 gem key, which we'll be opening right now, and 2,500 gold. So it didn't even cost us any gem keys. There we go. Free gem key. We get our 5 gems from that. It's only spare dancer. Oh, geez, it's a good troop. It's just we don't need more copies of it. There we go. Anyways, that's pretty much all of our daily tasks. I guess I'll already pick this. I don't want to bother with monsters. Oh, 3 gem keys for only using Broken Spire 8 times. I'll need to do that later. It's actually pretty decent value. Anyways, that's it for the hero class. I think we're retiring it for now. It's, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, unfortunately. But so are many hero classes, especially if you compare them to Titan. So I think we're going for Rune Priest, since it's technically a priest still. So we're still sticking to the whole priest thing, just not the exact priest. So we'll go Rune Priest. Let's see, how far are we on this? Oh, it's actually almost at level 96. It's almost maxed. It's really close to max. This is actually the one that we did the event for, where we made 2nd place, or 3rd place, whatever it was, I actually forget. But I think it was 2nd place. But, yeah, it was 2nd place, because we got the extra gems. But, yeah, this thing's kind of okay. It has a stone tree, which means it's at least by default somewhat good, because it gets things like, mainly the barrier every single brown. It has that. The other thing that's somewhat noteworthy about this hero class is I believe it's the best hero class that has Banish, which is Dispel all enemies. Very rarely is that useful, but it is good against Divinia teams and stuff like that, where they're going to have a lot of positive stats effects. It's also pretty good against Emerge if you're running a bunch of AoEs and stuff like that. But, yeah, we'll be using this. Unfortunately, this hero class does not have half mana start, but for doing Explore, that doesn't really matter at all. So we'll go to Mrs. Skills. This is our lowest trait stone one. We'll do a standard team and get it done that way. One other nice thing about using this hero class is since it has Dispel, if we run into that very, very rare chance of finding a, what's that one mythic called? The Undyne. If we find Undyne, it normally starts with Submerge, but it actually wouldn't have Submerge because we could be able to Dispel it whenever we need to off an extra turn. So we don't actually have to deal with Undyne, which is kind of nice. Very rarely does that come into play, but it's really annoying when Undyne just comes in with a Submerge that you can't hit. Because generally if you're running Explore, you're running some kind of full AoE, or split damage or something. You would never not run that, because that's the quickest thing that kills it. So whenever you find Undyne, it just slows things down so much. But this hero class is actually immune pretty much to Undynes, since it has that Dispel thing. Yeah, we should have gained a level in very soon, and then we just need to get 3 more levels, or 4 more levels, I mean. We obviously won't finish it all right now, but I do want to make progress towards it, because having this thing maxed is going to be pretty nice for Guild Wars. We'll set it on our Dwarf team. It's obviously only ever really used in 4 times Dwarf, if you're using it in an actual real team. But, yeah, it's pretty nice. It has quite a few good utilities, some of which even Titan has. mainly being the barrier every single time. It even starts with barrier, so it's even slightly tankier than Titan. It has that spell and a few other good ones on that one, and it gains all those good immunities, like immune to stun, immune to deathmark, immune to devour, stuff like that. So it's pretty nice. Not Titan nice, but it's at least if you're building a pure dwarf team, it tends to be applicable. Yeah, no problem for the code, everyone. Hey, we got blessed right off the beginning. Are we still keeping Warrens 110? Yes, we're still keeping Warrens 110. We'll be keeping Warrens 110 until they nerf camping. Because it's the best farming delve in the entire game. But yes, we'll be keeping Warrens at 110 forever. Until they nerf it. And by nerfing it, I mean nerfing camping a specific delve level. How did he not die to that? I was good at that and wipe it out. Grab all those blues, get our explosion going with everything. Get Sunbird in there. And there we go, level 96. Already making progress. Though it was already pretty close to getting that level. But actually, with how far we need to go, it's actually only 2 hours from maxing. Probably still won't finish in this stream though, because that would be a perfect rate. We'd probably be more realistically like 2.5 hours to 3 hours. But yeah, we could probably get it done by the end of the day. Should have the time later on. Oh, why? Oh yeah, I'm not on the renown leaderboard anymore. That's funny, because everyone who does the max renown for everything. Yeah, I was on it for a while. I think it was top 5 on that, though it probably wasn't top 5 overall. But yeah, we're a lot lower now. Way, way lower. Also, quite a few people have several level 500s done. I've still only done one so far. I'm mainly waiting until they rebalance it before I bother doing it again. Just because the current state of doing pure faction is super, 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 super annoying. And they already confirmed that they're going to be doing something to make it easier in the future. How much easier, we don't know, but it will be easier to some degree, in some way, shape, or form. And until they make that change, I'm not really going to bother doing them. Because it's going to waste a lot of battles. And probably a lot of gold and a lot of treasure. But once they make that change, we will start trying to do level 500s again. Hopefully they don't make it too easy, though, because it is a fun challenge. It's technically the hardest battles really in the entire game, for the most part, trying to do any faction at level 500 with pure faction. Hello, Liamar! Welcome! They should let you use hero on pure faction. That might make it a little bit too broken, but that would be nice. If nothing else, at least let you use the faction weapon on pure faction. You can't even use the faction's actual weapon on pure faction. It doesn't even let you. Like, that one makes the absolute least sense. Like, I can see not being able to use literally any weapon, but not being able to use the kingdom's weapon, or at least even just the faction weapon itself, doesn't make any sense, really. Why they have it like that. That is how it is, at least currently. So that is a pretty overpowered in general, though, that you're just, not for pure faction, but for any delve, you're allowed to use any weapon whatsoever, which makes for some really, really overpowered combos. Since you're never restricted, you can always just run whatever the most meta weapons are at any given time in any delve. of course, that's normally things like Dragon's Eye, Mountain Crusher, pretty much all the good brown weapons. A few others run in there. But even if it's like a blue-red faction, you can still run brown weapons. Guild Wars isn't like that, but factions are. And do be mindful of that. You do actually lose points if you use a incorrectly colored weapon on Guild Wars. You're allowed to, but you do lose points for doing so. At least for invasions. For defending, it doesn't matter, of course. Defending, it just matters if they're unique. Oh, that's another interesting thing. I wonder if, since you'll be able to set your hero class per team, if they're going to have a check to see if you use the same hero class over the course of multiple teams. Because currently, it doesn't check that, because you're restricted to one hero class the entire time. But they might end up making a change next patch where you actually have to make them unique. We'll see. Probably not, though. But you never know. It still wouldn't matter too much. Most of the hero classes you wouldn't bother using more than once. The only real exception to that is probably Frost Mage, where in theory it would be good every single day. Just because it's anti-loop. And anti-loop is good against almost anything. And there we go. I'll take our green down and grab all of that. Get our explosion with everything. Throw a firebomb in that, dead. Hello, Liamar! Welcome. Did I already say that? Short-term memory. Yeah, we'll get our firebomb down. Get our explosions. Sunbird everything. Get our kill. If it'll let me. If it'll let... Ah! Oh! He didn't drain us. Nice. He didn't have his trait. Normally, that would drain all of our mana. But luckily, the Scion was nice to us today. Pretty much whenever you go into Explore Battle, it's random how many traits each one has. Which is good, because that means sometimes they don't have the good third traits. Particularly on things like Legends and Mythics. Like that Mythic doesn't have it right now. Actually, that's weird. Why do we keep getting 2 on each? It should be a random number. Let's see. Yeah, it should be random. Like, Queen Mab might have her freeze here. Yeah, there we go. There's the 3. And still a bunch of 2s. Yeah, just random each time. And here we have 3 3s, but only 1 with 1. I have 3 3s and 1 1. Yeah, this and Titan are actually the only hero classes that have the stone tree. It is among one of the most overpowered trees in the entire game, with a few exceptions. Actually, there's a lot of really good trees, but that is probably one of the highest ones, just because it has the highest durability due to the capability of infinite brown spam, and it also has the most immunes of any possible hero class perk. But a lot of really noteworthy ones too. It's not even like a bunch of useless ones. About to gain our level 2. Actually, we will probably gain that level 85 today. Level 1,385. Assuming we explore the whole time, or most of the time we will. We're already going to be gaining the next level pretty early here. Explorer is pretty absurd for how much HP it gives. At least compared to other methods, just because of how quickly it cycles through battles. lowered my magic off of something. It's not gonna matter at all. Most of the Sunbird's damage is based on its HP anyways. It only has 22 of its damage from magic. The other 78 is all from its HP. Or 71, however much it currently has from the start of battle. Apparently, yeah, it's 78. With all the buffs, it's 78 for this team. 1 HP. Oh, I guess he is technically a tank. He doesn't have any spell mitigation though, just skull mitigation. That would be really interesting if they did make a troop have really high immunity to both. So they kind of have to stun it. Like if they made a mythic that had like 65% skull reduction with 75% cast reduction or something. And the only reason I didn't say 75-75 is because we're going for 75 is a unique trait, so they wouldn't be able to put it on it. But 65% is not a unique trait. We'll get another cast there. Go for a firebomb there. Somehow not enough mana. No extra turn either. And dead. Hey, we got ourselves a useless enrage. That's one other thing that this hero class can do too. Instead of getting the stun every single time we get hit by skull, it can give a random stats effect to an ally. While this more often than not does nothing, it is possible we get stuff like enchant. As you can see there, we got barrier on first slot from it. There's some somewhat OP things. And even though it's normally defensive, it can technically give you offensive options, like enrage first slot, or technically enchant is even a offensive option, since it allows you to get your ability up quicker. And if that ability is a damaging ability, then technically it's offensive. Same as if it's mana accumulating. Keeps giving us barrier on really useless things, though. Like that one got barrier. Obviously, it always gains barrier for itself because we have the other trait doing it. But whenever we see a second barrier, it's from the Serenity or whatever that first perk thing is called. And fourth slot and rage. What a useless spot to put that. There we go. Well, then it's going to do nothing, but it's better than having that stun because that would do literally nothing due to our current hero location. Since it only ever triggers if they hit specifically hero with a skull. Nor is there much to even try to get rid of anyways, as far as their perks. Very rarely is stun relevant in Explore, because you're winning so quickly that it's the only time it's relevant is if they have those 25% summons or the 100% summon, particularly the 100% summon. That's about it. Grab our blue, get our explosion again. Could have cascaded that, but it's already dead, so it doesn't matter. Should be about halfway on this next level as well. Come on, let me Sunbird. Let me Sunbird! There we go. Also, anyone just getting here, let me go get the other redeem code there. But there's the redeem code from earlier. Should still be active. If so, definitely make sure to go use it. And also, next week we have a Gnome event. So we are going to be grinding pretty hard, especially if the hero class came out, or if the new patch came out. Because we'll be able to use any hero class we want to switch into leveling whatever we need as we farm gnomes. So yeah, next weekend, a lot of free resources. It'll be very nice. go take all that. Grab our firebomb down. Hey, I got blessed. And it is possible to get blessed off of that. Very rarely would that be applicable for anything, the blessed, but we can get blessed off of it, which then gives us immunity to everything, including mana drain. Hey, we got enchant, nice. And that does immediately give 2 mana too. So it's basically a free 2 mana whenever it triggers. And it actually triggered on the right trip, right on Sunbird. Also, speaking of gnomes, where are all the gnomes? I know it's not a treasure event, but still. I've been seeing too many. Normally, if we're doing this many battles, we will see a slightly higher rate because we're cycling through so much. We've only found 2 gnomes this entire stream, though. And I guess that's kind of standard for a non-gnome event. Let's see, how close are we on the next level? I don't know why I'm bothering to check. Also, while I'm checking, 1 second. Something I need to go check with the video because I forgot to do one thing with it, I believe, from earlier. Let's see. Oh no, never mind, I did it. Okay, it's all good. Just kind of rushing it earlier. While I was doing all the rendering and everything. Okay, I did click back, by the way. I'm not just waiting on a nothing right now. We're waiting until it goes back into the menu. But it's loading. It kind of grays out whenever it does this. I don't know why, but it doesn't show up on the stream. Even though it shows up in my game. It says it's not responding. It is responding, though. It's just taking forever. Come on, servers. This normally happens when you play too many battles in a row. It happens. One of the easier ways is actually just to restart the game. But by the time it finishes loading this, it's probably going to be fine. Unless it takes like more than 15 more seconds. In which case, yeah, we'll probably just restart the game. Okay, we might just restart the game. Fine. Be like that, Gems of War. Now it doesn't even want to force exit. Oh no! It got there. Okay, good. That's weird. I was clicking the X button and that wasn't even responding now. But, okay. Well, I guess we'll just go with this then. Let's see how close are we. Class. Too bad there isn't a really easy way to check this, like, on any page. It doesn't even tell you after the battle. Okay, yeah, that's exactly where I thought we were. Halfway through the next level. Yeah, no problem for the code. I guess this actually technically was a bit closer than Frost Mage would have been to try to get to 100. But anyways, still got a ways to go. I do want to try getting that grind done. We are to the point where we almost don't need to grind any hero class ever again until they add a good one. For the most part. It's not that we have them all maxed, but we almost have every single relevant one as maxed as it would ever need to be. The only 2 that we're really off on, for the most part, is Frost Mage to 70 and this to 100. After that, pretty much every relevant hero class is as leveled as it ever needs to be. Or at least ours are. Which would be better, craft a second Fair Shara or wait for Ubistet? Do you have Dawnbringer yet? If the answer is no, then probably craft a second Fair Shara. Yeah, Ubistet's not as good as it used to be. Hey, if you don't own Dawnbringer yet, definitely second Fair Shara. A second Fair Shara is about 10 to 15,000 more souls per hour compared to 1 Fair Shara. Let's see, we'll take the red. If I read this, you are best. I should probably not try reading that because I feel like it's a trap. Let's see. I don't know, what is that supposed to be? I don't know if that even is a trap. Sewer and Pickerly? I think? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's one of those pronunciation things that make you say something weird. But I pronounce things so badly that I don't think it's gonna work. Let's see. Take all that. Grab a red. No, trap words don't work on me normally. My pronunciation skills do not have the capability to fall for trap words. Let's see. We'll take a red over. Grab the kill there. Grab all that red. Or I should say the lack of pronunciation skills. Yeah, we'll take a red over, dead. Also, YouTube's been pretty good recently about not demonetizing stuff. Though it is January and February. And January and February just by default make the lowest amount of income of any month. Mainly because most of the income does come from ad revenue. And most advertisers are basically renegotiating contracts and everything during this time of the year. So ad revenue is normally a lot lower. Like almost half lower than what it normally is. Yeah, they haven't really been demonetizing much lately, though. And even if they did, it would make less effect, since making less anyways. I don't know, I don't feel like the Possessed King is really that high up there. I always see Queen Aurora personally as better than Possessed King. Possessed King's good, but I don't know, I really feel like Queen Aurora is better. I guess because Possessed King is really inconsistent. You can get some really, really nice cascades into explosions. You just Queen Aurora, you know exactly what you're getting out of it. Whereas Possessed King could do any randomness. That could be really good, but also kind of average. I guess I just like the consistency more so of Queen Aurora compared to it. Also, I believe Queen Aurora is craftable this week too, isn't she? No, Fair Shara is. I forget if she was as well. Also, we should be seeing a Megavore again soon. Owning 2 Megavores isn't that bad if you only own 1. I don't know if that would necessarily be the thing to go for, but I don't know, I like 2 Megavore teams. It's really good for delve stuff. It's the main area where you'd ever bother using it. And about half the factions can run Megavore. Actually, a little bit more than half. And his 8% kill does stack. That's the whole point of using multiple. If you have 2 of them, it's 2 8% instead of 1 8%. Which is basically double your chance. Not exactly double, but pretty much double. Okay, we'll take the red for another Sunbird down. We're not going to try saying trap words. Actually, I don't even know if it is. But based on your profile icon, I kind of think it is. Because it's a meme. I don't know all the memes, but I do know some of the memes, and that is a meme. let's go for the kill there. And then just get the other one for it. Oh no, Xiaomi or Kelly. That's basically what I pronounce that as. Is it supposed to be something else? I feel like it's supposed to be something else and I'm just saying it wrong. I'm not sure. I just never know because there's always so many people that try doing that. In the past. Now I'm just skeptical whenever anyone tries to get me to say anything. Oh yeah, Iron Gut is insanely good for higher level delves. Especially if you can use Apothecary with it. So it's not required, but it's pretty helpful for mana accumulation. Mana surge. Say ingot? Ingot. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it correctly. It's either ingot or ingot. I think I always say ingot, but it's supposed to be ingot. Or it's supposed to be ingot, but I always say ingot. I'm not sure. Because I know for sure the initial way I was pronouncing it was incorrect, but then I tried learning another way of pronouncing it, which I believe was correct, but now I have like 3 different ways of saying it. Well, maybe this ingot and inget. I'm pretty sure one of those is correct, though I'm not sure which. Which one is correct? The first one or the second one? Ingot or inget? I think inget is the correct one, but it looks like ingot because of how it's spelled. Also, it could be Ingnot, or Ignit, or Ignit. I'm not sure. Suam Pickerly? Suam Pickerly. It's pronounced Inget, or Ingut. Oh, Ingut. Okay. That's also different than every other way I've tried pronouncing it. I know, it's not a word I hear that often, like ever. I covered every wrong way to say it. Yeah, Earth's Fury into Iron Gut basically gives him 100% Devour rate. I normally just build him into Mana Loop spam though, because in the case of Delves, he normally starts with over 50 attack, so he already has by default over 50% chance to Devour. The biggest issue with him is there's sometimes battles in a Delve. That one 1.2 multiplier one that has a bunch of entangles, that gives everything for the entire Delve entangle. And that can sometimes be a little bit dangerous for your Iron Gut, since if he ever gets entangled, he has a 0% chance to Devour, since his Devour rate is based on attack value. And that's relevant in later delves, because sometimes you lose troops in later delves, which means he might be able to get entangled. Generally, if you're going to use Iron Gut, you use him a little bit further back if you're using him in the delve context, due to that reason. Probably third slot, I would say, is the most common for delves. I feel like in PvP and stuff, he's more so a second slot, but in delves, he's more so a third slot. Just so he doesn't get entangle locked. Because the entire team entangles at that point, after that battle. It's normally not worth switching completely out of your team just because there's an entangle. Yeah, Earth's Fury is one of those very few old weapons that are insanely, ridiculously good. And it was one of those that was known that it was really good when it came out too. But unfortunately, some people at the time didn't have the resources for it, or people just didn't play it. I think that was like 6 months ago at this point. It was a while ago, like 4, 5, 6 months. So yeah, quite a few people unfortunately don't have it, but it's an insanely good weapon. It's basically Mang, but instead of putting it all on your hero, it distributes it throughout your entire team. That's essentially what it is. It actually gains more attack overall than Mang, but it's distributing it throughout your team instead of all in one troop. I don't know if I want to say that because it could mean anything. Unless I go to Google Translate. Let's see, what does Google Translate say this is before I say it? Google Translate, save us. Let's see, Google Translate. Translate. Come on, Google, stop being so slow. Let's see. Not the French to English. Let's see. This is weird. Wait, what? What even? That either translated incorrectly or you're trying to get me to say something weird. It's one or the other. Okay, we'll go and let's kill it with that. Dead. It's without Sano. Then it says sniff all the viewers then. If it translates correctly, which is weird. We'll go throw Sunbird down. Get a Firebomb in there. And then dead. Is there a better Infernus team than Mountain Crusher, Infernus, Ubistet, Ishbala? You could run it with Divine Protector if you own Divine Protector. But other than that, no, that's pretty much the way you run it if you're going to run an Infernus. You could run Infernus with Kefris too if you wanted to instead. But yeah, what you mentioned is pretty much the best team, especially if you don't have Divine Protector. We can make the game spaz out like crazy by doing both at once. I'm actually really surprised it lets you do that. Like, it's not actually doing both at once, that's why it's spazzing out like crazy. It's constantly switching back between mouse and controller. Anyways, put that in there. Boom. Sunbird. I can try that one, it's PG. What, with your face, I feel like it's not. I highly doubt it is. It actually means I am a noob. Does noob actually translate into other languages? I always thought that was a slang word. Hey, we're finally getting a lot of level. There we go. Okay, 97, 3 to go. Three to go. Oh, I guess Sunbird down dead. Yeah, I'm definitely not the absolute greatest in this game. There's definitely plenty of people that are better than me, that's for sure. The only game that I do like to play, I like to get at least somewhat competent with the meta of the game. At least to some degree. Should getting Skeleton Key be a priority? Not really. It's only insanely good if you have Cedric. So if you have Cedric, yes. If you don't have Cedric, then you can get it whenever you want. It doesn't take that long to get it though. All you have to do is go unlock Thief Hero class, and then you get it in a few hours from just doing basically what we're doing right now. Either spam Explorer, spam challenges, spam anything, or just playing normally. But you can get it done in a few hours, going from not having Skeleton Key to having Skeleton Key. It can easily be done in a day. It's possible to get every single weapon in a single week if you just spam like this. You would have to play quite a bit though. But even if it takes you 3 hours per weapon, it's being super, super generous in time, because you could probably get it done in 2 or less. But even if it took 3 hours per weapon, there's like, what, about 15 hero classes? I actually forget the number these days. But, let's just say there's 16. That comes out to, what, 48 hours. I guess there's a little bit more than a week unless you play a lot. But, it doesn't take too long to get all the weapons. And there's not even that many relevant ones. There's Dragon's Eye. There's, Skeleton Key. There's the most recent one that was just added to the, Warpriest. And that's about it. There's a few other weapons here or there that are ever so occasionally used for something. But those are like the only real ones. Dragon's Eye off of Dragon Guard. Skeleton Key off of Thief. And that new orb of the Enu artifact thingy off of Warpriest. Oh, and bronze. Oh no, never mind. Bronze Lock Pistol isn't one that you get at Brown Blue Mastery. Is pistol a okay alternative to key? Yes. In some cases, pistol is even better than key. And in the case of not having Cedric, pistol is better than key as well. Probably one of the best things to use Bronze Lock Pistol with these days is Leprechaun, actually. That new Leprechaun that ended up coming into the game last month. It's really good synergy with it. You have 2 questions. Should you change class with this team, and what would you change for the team? Golden Cog, Clockwork Sphinx, Rowan, and High Paladin. Probably High Paladin. Let's see. But yeah, change to any hero class that has half mana start, and probably replace out High Paladin with oh, I know of this team. I've used it before. I forget what the 4th troop was though, off the top of my head. Why can I not think of what it was? Because generally Rowan's enough. I think it was a barrier option for it. I can't recall what it was though. But you want to make sure you have some kind of barrier for your Rowan, just to make sure that it doesn't end up getting hit. I believe the absolute cheapest thing you could use is that one yellow troop from Whitehelm. That pure yellow thing that does barrier and armor. I think there's a better option than that, but I cannot think of one at the moment. That's pretty cheap. Hey, could you, I don't know, Tesla? You wouldn't really need Tesla, because Rowan is getting 2 times boost ratio, whereas Tesla's only getting 1 out of 4. Tesla's getting 8 times less effectiveness out of the armor. It's better just to keep Rowan from losing her armor than it is to bother putting a Tesla. You'd almost be better off with a second Rowan at that point. Or a way to re-accumulate your blue or green mana. Even Leprechaun would work in that team. No problem. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave it in chat. And no, stop getting me to try to say things. I have no clue what you're trying to get me to say, and I can't check literally every single thing. Okay, so I guess Tesla's 4 times less damage then. Because it does bypass armor. What class would be best with 50 mana? What do you mean by 50 mana? 50 mana across your team? Generally, that would be Titan. Because Titan accumulates extra mana off of every explosion it does due to its 70th perk. And it also has half mana start. It has the highest mana accumulation of any hero class. Which is one of many reasons why it's so good. Luckily that Infernus didn't have a revive, so we didn't need to deal with it. Even if it did, it only has 20%. Only 25% chance. Any good Yagway teams for Delves and similar things? Not quite. Yagway is actually particularly bad at upscaling. It's really good at things that are similar to its stats. It can also technically fight things that are about double its stats. Once you start getting any further than about double stats, he's actually relatively bad. You know, not like super bad, but he loses a lot of his effectiveness. The whole point of him is basically double kill into single kill, generally. Like you double cast the first 2, and then you get enough boost ratio off of those to one-shot the final 2. Or you just do a double-double where you double cast, then you do another double cast alignment off these purple to red, and then you win. But no, there aren't really anything that you would use for Tower of Doom, nor for Delves that would ever use Yagway. You would if it was like room 150 or below, or maybe even 100 or below, but anything that starts getting too much further than that, Yagway is going to lose almost all of its effectiveness. Should you wait to switch to Titan when you can trade it? Titan does not require traits to function, but yes, it would definitely be a gigantic improvement to him once he finally can have traits. But no, you can use Titan without traits. Just like any other hero class that doesn't have half mana start at that point. You'd still be getting leveling towards his really nice perks. If your hero class already doesn't have half mana start, you might as well just switch to Titan and start leveling it. Also, you can use orange orbs. Just trait the first trait on Titan, then use a small orange on the second and third. Or alternatively, if you have a larger orange orb, while it is better to do it on a mythic, you could, in theory, throw it on your Titan. But the most efficient way is probably just trait the first trait, then use a small orange on the second 2, on the second and third. Or just farm the trait stones as well. You can probably get all the trait stones in a few hours from spamming Explore. I forget what color he uses, but you can see it just by going on the page of the trait stone thing. Yeah, it's blue-red, so miss the scales. There you go. Can the Infernus team you mentioned earlier last through level 500? Probably not. Wait, let's see. What team did you mention? Sorry. Is there a better Infernus team than Mountain Crusher, Infernus, Ubistet, Ishbala? No, that would not last to 500. At most, it would last to about 300 or so. You could still keep using it technically, but I don't know. It's going to be hard to secure kills. If nothing else, I guess you could keep trying to use it, but use it with Dragon's Eye if you want to keep using it, because you're going to need to put things closer into Ubistet range in order to kill them if you're going to try running that. Also, the team is built a lot more around the Ubistet than it is around the Infernus once you start reaching later delves. In PvP, it's kind of the other way around. But in the case of delves, the team is more focused on the Ubistet than it is on the Infernus. Because similar to Yagway, once stats start getting higher, it starts losing a lot of value. In Furnace, that is. Hello, Joe T. Glad you can still make it. I do not have my code on copy-paste anymore. Because I was trying to copy-paste something else earlier. Let me see. We do have it, though. Where'd it go? It's probably already used by now. But I'll go repost it. There's the code. Oh, never mind. It still works. But yeah, there's the code. JZG also posted it. But there it is. How do you manage to save so many trait stones? Well, once you have every trait stone, once you fully have everything in the game maxed, it is ridiculously easy to maintain everything being maxed. Because you don't really have that much of an expense. Because all the trait stones you're getting you're never putting into anything other than whenever new content comes out. Whereas through the rest of the game, you're constantly trading stuff, but you're also having to trade the new stuff. Whereas the only thing we ever need to trade is whatever new comes in, which is not that much. Well, of course, we do get new stuff every week, but it's pretty easy to maintain it. Wow, that gnome is so useless. 20 per round. Yeah, you will run out of trade stones a lot as you're progressing through trading everything. But once you've traded everything, it's so easy to maintain having everything. Wait, we have Submerge. The whole point of having this hero... I mean, we have Dispel. The whole point of that is to be able to counter that, and we weren't even able to do it, unfortunately, because there's no extra turn. That's like one of the few things this hero class is good for, is actually getting rid of that troop Submerge. Yeah, we weren't even able to use it because there was no extra turn. Fail. It happens, though. So yeah, if you ever feel like you're just in general always short on trade stones, do basically exactly what we're doing right now. Spam Explore. Explore, while it gives the same number of trade stones as any other location for the most part, you're getting higher rarity though. Explore has a higher rarity drop rate of trade stones than any other location in the game. It's, I believe, 3 times higher on Runics and 2 times higher on Arcanes and Celestials. So it gets you a lot of those higher rarity ones. And if you need a lot of the lower rarity ones, the actual best way of getting lower rarity trait stones is spam PvP. Then all the gold you get from PvP use on gold keys. And that would give you the highest rate of minor trait stones in the game. So if you ever are low on those, that's what you do. And if you're low on anything else, you just spam Explore. Specifically in whatever kingdom you need a trait stone. But yeah, whenever you need to go find a trait stone, you just need to go and there's a couple ways of doing it. But if it's specifically on a troop, I believe you can actually just click on the troop, click on the trait stone, and then it just brings you exactly to where you need to go to farm it, which is pretty convenient. Let me actually go show that real quick. I believe I should have something untraded. Pretty sure I don't have literally everything traded because I try to keep some of it untraded for tasks. But if it would ever load, we'll give it a few seconds. Hit when it does this. This happens a lot whenever you do a lot of battles over and over and over and over again. But let's wait it out while we're waiting. Water break. Hello, game. Function, please. Loading screen. But yeah, if anyone has any other questions, let me know. Come on, game. You got this. I did the same thing earlier when we ended up doing Explore for like 30 minutes and then backed out. Actually, it's probably more like 20 minutes. But anyways, also we're still using the reindeer on our shoulder. I still haven't changed that from earlier. Probably will change the appearance. We're getting a new pet next week, actually. We're getting the knight pet, if I'm not mistaken. Or it looks like a knight. I assume it's Sword's Edge's knight. That or it's just Sword's Edge, Sword's Edge. It's one or the other. Didn't bother checking it yet. When will I be getting a haircut? Probably in the next week or so. I tend to shave and haircut at the same time. Also, I can grow out my hair if I want. I used to have, like, really, really long hair. My hair gets really curly whenever it gets long, though. Looks like I have, like, a perm or an afro-like thing. Even if I do nothing to it, it just naturally gets super curly. I have some really funny pictures in the past. Most of them aren't digital, though. They're just like those physical copies of them. Because old phones, or not old phones, but, you know, old cameras. But, yeah, I used to have, like, really, really puffy hair. Like, this puffy. Like, almost bigger than my head puffy hair. Yeah, I'll see if I can ever find them eventually. I don't think I have currently any of them at my household. I believe they're all in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I have no clue where they are these days. Also, game, can you load sometime today? But yeah, if I can ever find any, I'll let you know. I don't have any of them digital, though. It's the only issue. So I'd have to find a physical copy and then take a picture of the physical copy. That or just show the physical copy. The only problem with that is the camera is actually inverted. Because if I try showing something, it'll show the text inverted. Like if I show this water bottle, this is Aquafina, but it's backwards because of how the camera is. And the only reason I have it like that is so whenever I point right, it's actually pointing right. And whenever I point left, it's actually pointing left. Otherwise, if I point right, it's going to be pointing that way. Game? Hello? Sometime today? I thought they fixed this. How is this not fixed? I'm going to force exit the game and then just reopen it. Come on, Gems of War. Okay, let me do it through Steam. There we go. Okay. Let's go relaunch it. X out of that. Relaunch the game. Come on, Steam. Why are you lagging now, too? Games, view games library. How can you get rope dart? It is currently unobtainable, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that was one of the old event weapons. It's not an exceptionally good weapon, though it is used occasionally. Not horrible. It's just super situational, but yeah, it is one of those old weapons that if you don't currently own it, you can't own it. Oh no! Wait, how am I still streaming if it says my connection's not working? Oh, there we go. That was weird. Anyways. Stream didn't even go down, yet the game's saying connection's being weird. That's a pet, but we don't need it because we already maxed it. But yeah, if you go into any troops, and you go to any that you haven't traded yet, well, this is a little late now, but yeah, let's say we need red-blue trait stones, and we have no clue where we want to go get red-blue trait stones. But if we go into the traits and... oh, never mind. Wait, you're already traded. So, oops. Wait, what's not traded here? Here, this Doom. So, let's say we had no clue where pure red is. So, we can just click on any of these, and it tells you every single place where you can actually farm each one of the trait stones. And you can just go click on one of them, and it'll bring you directly there. You just go into Explore, and then you just keep spamming that Explore battle with a quick win team. And, yeah, it's pretty much all you do for trait stones. And whatever you need to get traded, you just do that over and over again. One by one until you have whatever you want traded. You do it based on the Arcane, though. Arcane's the hardest one to obtain. And then you worry about all the other ones. You basically do it in inverse rarity order. You start by worrying about the Arcane, then you worry about the Runic, then you worry about the Common, and you never really need to worry about Majors because there's an excess of Majors relative to the amount that's actually needed. You get an error pretty much every single time you launch the game nowadays. I only get an error when I try launching it through this little tab thing I have. I don't know why, but it says the game's already running. It basically tries launching the game twice instead of once. I don't know why it does that. But whenever I run it through Steam, it's fine. Well, it's always running through Steam. It's just whenever I use like the hotkey shortcut thing, it sometimes says it's already running for whatever reason, even when it's not. But anyways, let's go and head back to Mr. Scales. I do need more red-blue. Your quick MS Paint showcase. What did you make in MS Paint? What is this? Ha ha! That's funny. Good job. That's great. Though it almost did look like that. Kind of. Oh no, I don't have that many images of stuff. If I did, I would definitely show it. It was mainly in middle school, I think I grew it out the most. Oh wait, you've been getting that timed out thing every time you open the game? Oh, interesting. I haven't been getting it literally every time, but I have noticed it recently. So I guess it's just something on server side then, causing that. Does that really just die to Death Mark? Yeah, it's been a long, long time since I've grown out my hair. I don't think I ever will again, just because it's really annoying to manage. HP. If only we had one higher HP so that we could deal 1 damage of HP. Eventually. It's going to be interesting when Sunbird has like 10 higher damage than it has now. It's going to one-shot pretty much every battle forever. Or Explorer. It's going to be very, very few instances where it's not going to be able to. There already are very few instances where it would not be able to, but even more so once it has that slightly higher damage. Also, if we ever get an elemental hero class, that would be the best thing ever to run in Explorer, because it would give you an elemental bonus when using Sunbird and what's it called? Sunbird and Firebomb. That would give you that extra synergy for, I believe, 2 additional damage on top of it. Well, it's not a huge amount. That's still more. Or it might actually be 3, because I believe you gain 2 HP in 1 magic, and maybe something else. But the 2 HP and 1 magic would be the relevant part. Yep, why is it not casting? There we go. Yeah, I think we'll keep going until we get 1 more level. And then just call it a rest for now. If anyone still has anything you want me to go over or talk about, just let me know. Should only need about 40 more, which is like 10 or so minutes, maybe a little longer. Depends how long it takes. As long as we keep getting good boards like that, should be fine. Yeah, then we'll just need 2 more levels on Warpriest, which shouldn't take too long. That's like 2 hours max. For diligently farming the whole time. And then the only other thing we really need to get up is Frost Mage. And then we never need to level anything again. For the most part, kind of. We'd still need to level stuff eventually, but, you know, like all the important stuff would be leveled. And then we'll be ready for next patch. What can you use in place of Flame of Fire in the Queen Titania team? Mountain Crusher or Dragon's Eye or... I'm trying to think of another one. But yeah, Mountain Crusher, Dragon's Eye, or Dragon's Eye are generally the other 2 really popular ones. I'm trying to think if there's another option. I feel like there is, so I'm forgetting it. Can't think of it. Yeah, either of those two would work. Probably Dragon's Eye because it's more annoying. But Mountain Crusher would give you more mana. Well, I guess it depends if you're invading or defending with it. If you're invading, you probably want to use Mountain Crusher. If you're defending, you probably want to use Dragon's Eye. Sunbird in there. And dead. Grab our blues out the way, grab our explosion. Get another hit. Don't even need that skull. Just clear out everything. Get a skull for us. This is a waste of time if we can already kill out everything with the cast. What can you use in place of Flame of Fire on a Queen Titania Yagweh team? Oh, didn't I just mention that? Or wait, I think I already answered that. Yeah, never mind. I'm rereading the exact same question. It looked like chat moves because I scrolled it, fail. That's still something I'm still really bad at too. Actually looking at chat while playing at the same time. Like whenever I like super focus on the game, I like almost ignore chats. Not deliberately, just because I'm focusing on the game and then kind of like slips my mind. I'll take this blue just because we have a red chance out of it. Didn't get it. Just do that. Kill it. Dead. Nice little extra turn off the top. Saves us a little bit of time. Not much though. I think we can just immediately kill. Don't even need to do anything special. And it's dead. If we only need a few dozen more, if even that many, we'll find out soon. Ooh, that survived a lot. Mainly whenever those gigantic tanks are in the way. Alright, let's take a skull, all good. Go grab another skull, not good. Clear out everything, and just kill it out with a dead. Just take the red for full mana. Oh wait, oops, I thought we had 2 red. Currently only 1. Wait, is it not 2 red? It must be +2 purple, +1 red then. I just wondered it was the other way around. Oh yeah, never mind, it is +2 purple. Because we're using +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow. Which unfortunately is not 2 red. Unless we set hero class to it, but this hero class doesn't have red. I believe this one only has brown. Currently using Warpriest right now, not Warpriest. Though then again, Warpriest doesn't even have red. I don't think it has. I think it has yellow, and that's it because it has off the Divine Tree. Wow, a lot of arcanes all of a sudden. I don't mind though, it's one of the main things we're here for, other than the HP. I have no clue how many copies of Trait Stones we're going to need when they finally add Trait Stone sinks. But if it's a lot, we are prepared. We are so ridiculously prepared. Probably over-prepared. I have a feeling it'll be associated to some kind of other resource though too, like soul gems or some other new one. If they ever do add some kind of trait stone sync. But we won't know until it happens. But that was a really useless enchant. We got it on the one that hasn't powered. It's not gonna do anything. If it would have went on Sunbird, we would have had full mana there. It already won. Grab purple, grabbing the Sunbird. Already dead. Our red's over. It'd also be pretty cool if they actually added, I don't know, like either revamping the class event or doing something where you actually have a game mode that's not repetitive that actually can level your hero classes a bit better. Like both for EXP as well as for hero class. Because there's not currently any really good way to farm EXP or hero class EXP. But what I mean by good is the best methods are literally camp a single battle over and over again. That's basically how it works. Like in this case, it's camp really weak explore stuff that does the same cycle each time. And in the case of challenges, same thing, just even easier, except it's the exact same battle. It would be cool if they actually made a game mode where you could gain like large amounts of EXP and class EXP, where the battles are harder and take longer, but you don't have to keep doing the same repetitive thing. I think that's what technically class events were supposed to do, but it didn't quite work out because it's actually quicker EXP just doing what we're doing now than it is to actually play class events. Oddly enough. Hey, I get another Celestial. Plus we get other loot like that. Is the Mythic Arachnia in Zolkari? What is that? That's Arachnian Weaver. Is it worth crafting? Yes and no. It's really good in Delves, and it's going to be really good with Bleed. But Bleed currently doesn't really exist, and it's very situational in some Delves. But, yeah, it's a good troop to have. I don't know where I'd put it in priority list. I don't know if it would make top 10. I think I might put it in top 10. Oh, no. Would it be top 10? It's pretty close to it. It's the lower end of top 10, if it is top 10. But it's still pretty nice. It has really good true damage, has really good mana accumulation if it gets a kill, has Impervious, and it has Web all enemies, which is probably one of its more relevant aspects. And it also has a summon attached to it, which is particularly good for Delves, since you need that summon sometimes. They also buffed Web Spinner in a way that buffed Arachnian Weaver as well. They made Web Spinner also do triple damage to things that are webbed, which the whole purpose of that is so that it synergizes with Arachnian Weaver's web, so that when it gets summoned, it will immediately be able to do triple skull damage. Yeah, it's a pretty nice one to have. Definitely not the highest of priority things to craft, but it's definitely worth having. You don't need more than one copy of it either. One is plenty. I think the most notorious thing is synergizing it with Megavore in the current state of the game. Though it's also going to be really noteworthy with Bleed once it becomes good. Or even exists for that matter. Like, it's in the game, but it's technically not in the game due to it not being any... There's no good troop that can 100% it. Well, there's no troop that can 100% it, let alone a good one. Not until next delve, at least. Every single thing in the next delve has Bleed. I believe 2 of them are somewhat okay. Kind of bad adding stats effects without a kingdom around them. Well, they're going to be doing it based on a delve around them. So I guess that's the way of them doing it around a kingdom. Just make it so an entire delve is around the mechanic. So we already know that there's an entire Bleed one. I'm pretty sure they're going to add an entire faction. Did I say kingdom? I meant a faction. But I'm pretty sure they're going to be adding another faction that's completely around Blessed. as well as another faction that's completely around, what's it called? Cursed. Or not accursed, just cursed. Accursed is what cursed used to be, and now cursed is the actual new stats effect. Yeah, it would be cool if they do add another kingdom in the future that does bring in its own mechanic. That was always a nice way of implementing new mechanics, but now they're just doing it through factions for the most part. There is still a possibility we see a new kingdom this year, though. If so, it's probably only going to be one new kingdom, but it could still happen. If they do add a new kingdom, I feel like it's going to be around the time they release on Nintendo Switch. If they release on Nintendo Switch, but it seems like they were planning on it sometime this year. Okay, we should be right on top of the level. We'll go check it in several battles, because we should be within very short range. Unless we already passed it. I don't think we passed it yet, though. That's one of the reasons I want to check, just in case we actually did. Let's see, what does the gnome have in it? Useless 2,500 gold. It's less than a PvP battle. First, that's not the only gold we're getting. We're also getting like 400 something, but still. It's less than the PvP battle. But I guess the battle is a lot quicker though as well. Also, we do have that thing that gives us 40 souls this week in every explore battle if we want to use it. I haven't been because 40 souls means nothing. If you own Fairish Raw, 40 souls is not worth it. Man off the top, into the extra turn, it's a kill. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Playing any other stuff too recently? I actually did buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe during the sale. I am so bad at it. It's been ages since I played a Mario Kart. I think it's been like, or any driving game for that matter. I think it's been like 8 years or so. But, yeah, I was enjoying that some the other day. But yeah, other than that, mainly just been playing Smash Ultimate here and there as far as other games. But yeah, I don't tend to play too many games. Because I like, if I'm playing, I very, very rarely play a game casually. Like, if I'm going to be playing a game, I'm going to be learning every single small possible detail related to the game. I'm going to bother playing it. I tend to play very few games, but I play them very thoroughly. And there we go. We reached level 98, which means we only need the other 2 levels, which we'll get at a later time, either later today, throughout the day, or early tomorrow, one of the few. But definitely by the end of this weekend, Warpriest will be 100, and then we'll start working on Frost Mage. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for now. Do you guys have any other questions or anything you want me to go over real quick? Otherwise, yeah. The main thing that's happening next week is likely version 3.25. No official dates, but it is probably happening next week. It's a pretty small patch, but the most noteworthy thing about the patch is that hero class changes will be free, and you'll be able to set hero classes per team, kind of like how you set banners. So that is going to be super, super useful. There are so many implications that will actually be used for. We don't know if there's going to be any hero rework yet. There probably will be to some degree, since we'll be able to switch to any of them at any time we want. So we'll no longer have the 50 gem cost and all that. But yeah, we'll see. Well, we're getting a preview of it on Monday, and the patch will probably be any time from a few days to a week after. Could literally be the same day. It has happened before. We'll just have to see. But there's a 100% chance it's happening before the end of this month, that's for sure. Likely in the next week. Let's see. Yeah, it's most likely going to be on Monday because of Guild Wars. It's very rare that they would do a patch midweek like that, especially since it affects Guild Wars so heavily. It's actually probably the biggest thing that gets affected by it. There's several things. Guild Wars, daily tasks, your gem amount, and, well, actually, I guess technically everything to a slight degree gets affected by it. Because anytime you would need to use something other than Titan would gain a benefit from this new patch, since it will now allow you to change the stuff that's not just Titan whenever you want. So it's going to be nice for a lot of stuff. I feel like Guild Wars and daily tasks gain the absolute biggest benefit from it. Guild War Defend specifically, and daily task completion in general. Because, for example, I don't think we have one right now. Yeah, but we have win 8 battles with troops from Broken Spire. So, or 3 unique troops. Well, why does it say something different there than there? But we could, in theory, if we wanted to, set one of ours as Warlord, because Warlord counts as Broken Spire. But obviously we can't do that now because it would cost us 50 gems. But if we were just to do this for the daily task, we could easily just go set our hero as Warlord, then set 2 other troops, then have 1 really nice troop that kills them out, and then boom, there we go, we get it done. So before you wouldn't be able to do that. Before you'd have to set 3 Broken Spire troops, then have your heroes, whatever you wanted, and then kill it out that way. But yeah, you could do it slightly differently then, and even gain some speed towards it, in a way, while doing really quick kills. But yeah, that slightly changes up that. But mainly Guild War Defense, because then you'll be able to use Frost Mage on any day, you'll be able to use Titan on any day, you'll be able to use Rune Priest on any day, and whatever other ones tend to synergize with stuff you'll be able to use on any day you want, without having to switch out to your team, because you can have one team set as Titan, while simultaneously having another as Rune Priest, while simultaneously having another as Titan, while another as Frost Mage, while however many you want. You can mix and match them all. Yes, you can set your hero class per defend team. So whatever hero class is most optimal is what you'd be able to set. And you'd be able to invade with a completely different one. But yeah, it's really nice. It's a feature that was asked a lot in the past. It was something they even hinted at. It's been like a year now, but they finally added it, so better late than never. You're fine with Guild Wars and PvP being more difficult? I'm fine with Guild Wars being more difficult. I don't mind Guild Wars being like the most difficult thing ever. PvP is kind of situational though. I like PvP being somewhat easy while also being somewhat difficult. It kind of depends. I feel like the biggest issue PvP has is there's no point in trying to fight the more difficult ones. Like, if there was something like Guild Wars format applied to PvP in a way, it would probably make it work. I feel like the main thing that needs to change with PvP is this PvP right here, the ranked PvP, needs to be basically casual PvP. And then actual ranked PvP needs to be something that actually makes you want to fight things that are hard and reward you properly for it. Because this does not. Not at all. But, I don't know. Basically, casual PvP becomes this, and actual ranked PvP becomes something completely different. If they made that change, I feel like it'd be a nice change. And that doesn't even necessarily mean they have to get rid of what currently is casual PvP. They could make 3 different forms, but I don't know. We need like an actual better form of PvP. It is something they plan on reworking. It was something they were actually supposed to do the previous year. They were going to do it before the end of the year. It was supposed to be like the second to last or last patch of the year, but they ended up deciding not to instead, to do some other stuff like Guild War changes. But yeah, it is still something on their plans, I believe, I would assume. Yeah, hopefully sometime this year. They're doing a lot of rework to stuff this year, so I guess PvP will just be one of them. PvP will be reworked, Arena, Treasure Hunt, probably Guild Wars, probably plenty of other things, Delves. Yeah, hopefully they'll focus a little bit more on reworking than just adding a bunch of new stuff. Because most of the time, new stuff is broken. Which makes them take time to have to fix the new stuff, which takes away time from fixing the old stuff. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'm going to be heading out for now. Go for a walk, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll be back 7 hours from now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go and get a little bit more leveling on Rune Priest, finish out Delves, and mess around with other stuff. Maybe the new hero class and everything. Actually, we can't use the new hero class. We just switched into this, but we can use the new weapons still. Anyways, guys, we posted the video going over all this stuff in new hero class if you didn't get that from earlier. And other than that, I guess I will see you all later tonight or later for the new event and the patch coming up very, very soon. Anyways, enjoy the weekend. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.